about.
That may be part of
they're
it.
so angry with the Democrats for being bad.
77% of Americans in 2023 said Joe Biden was too old to run again. And they were told, sit down, shut up, he is the nominee. I think he is a good man. I do not think he could have been president for 4 more years. The hardest job on the planet.
Can this guy be president?
He was elected. I didn't vote for it.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The women on the spew. Not the view, the spew. That's what we call it. On this beautiful Monday. They say, Rick, sir, please, sir, not on Monday, sir. But this is finna get good, y'all. Oh, a massive fight breaks out, and they start admitting the truth and calling out the Democrats, turning on the Democrats, admitting the biggest shams and scandals and massive cover-ups and Biden's decline and how they've ran the country into the ground the last 4 years. Oh man, the women on the spew, not the view, the spew. This is gonna get good, y'all. A little fight breaks out with the one and only Sunny Hostin, and oh, this is gonna get good, y'all. If you're new here, join the family. We keep it real, keep you updated, have fun, spread love. It's one love to the human race. God bless them beautiful patriots around the world. I love you guys, man. Don't give it what your skin color is, where you come from, what you look like, what your age is. I got love for you. We wish the best in everybody's life. We are rooting for America. We are rooting for this current administration. We're rooting for President Trump. Prayers for Trump, man. We are against a great evil in this country, as you can see. But let's go and roll this bad thing. And let's jump into what Sarah got to say in this first clip. Oh, brother. Let's jump in.
But I do think one thing that really irks me on the left, and I don't really have a lot of faith in the right, so I'm not, you tend to criticize the people that you line up more, that you care more about, and that would be the Democrats for me. People lost trust in them because the voters were saying there was a concern. There were people across the board saying they had a concern. And the Democrats said, no, 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 over here, look over here. They told the voters what to care about, and they did not listen when the voters said they cared. So these stories come out aren't about beating a dead horse. It's saying if they could have a fair conversation that we heard you, we saw it as they saw it, they'd be gaining some of the voters back to say, okay, we're not going to keep saying that.
You agree with that?
But oh brother, let's clap it up for that. You know, let's just cut it short. Let's just beat it to the point. Let's go ahead and clap for Sunny Hostin, because we know what to expect next and what she's gonna say. You know, we already know. Does she agree? Let's go and roll it.
No, I don't. I think that I want to move on from why the Democratic Party lost, and I want to hear from the Democratic Party about how we are going to take our country back and how what they are going to do to combat fascism and what they're going to do to stop the Medicaid cuts that are going on, to stop giving tax cuts to billionaires, to stop taking federal workers' pensions.
Here we go. Lie, fear-mongering, misinformation, propaganda, lies, can't tell the truth. You know, once again, blaming racism, misogyny, sexism. You know, the race-baiting queen never fails, man. The race-baiting, fear-mongering queen.
Away, to stop taking federal jobs away, to stop taking education away, to stop attacking our institutions, to stopping, you know, why is this Trump administration stopping medical research, cancer? I want to talk about why this administration is giving refugee status to South African white Afrikaners as opposed to Afghans and Ukrainians and people of color. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, buddy, what a disgrace. You already know it. Yeah, not a surprise when it comes to Sunny Hostin, especially when she opens up her mouth. Yeah. What a disgrace. But here comes Alyssa. Got to come in, fact check, set the record straight, hit everybody upside the head. I'm surprised she's still on the show. I thought she was going to be one of the first ones gone in the last couple of months. You know, after the much chaos she has caused, and you know, some of the comments and points that she makes, and sometimes even defends President Trump and Republicans on the show, you know, and leave these ladies dumbfounded. But she calls it out, you know, and exposes Democrats and the whole cover up, and Biden wasn't mentally fit. He wasn't fit at all, you know, and we send our prayers out to Biden. As y'all know, y'all seen the new news as of yesterday of Joe Biden having a cancer that is spread to his bones. And we don't wish cancer on anybody, you know, nobody, no one, you know. We send our prayers to Joe Biden. We ought to think people ought to be held accountable, walked out in handcuffs, you know, elderly abuse, shame on Jill, you know. What a disgrace, but check out what Miss Alyssa had to say.
77% of Americans in 2023 said Joe Biden was too old to run again. And they were told, sit down, shut up, he is the nominee. And then when it became untenable and he stepped aside, they anointed Kamala Harris. There was not a primary, there was not a democratic process. And then when she lost, they said, don't look backward, we're moving forward, we're not even going to talk about why we didn't listen to you. We had Joe Biden here last week. It was an honor to have him. I think he is a good man. I do not think he could have been president for 4 more years. The hardest job on the planet.
Can this guy be president?
He was elected. I didn't vote for it.
Real quickly, but he also, President Biden took responsibility at this table, which is something that I'm frustrated with the Democrats. He said,
he did take
this falls
responsibility.
on me. And I said that was the clearest answer of what people needed to hear.
Yeah, did y'all catch that? And then once again, Joy Behar tries to step in and, you know, hit us with the, wait. Trump is still bad. Like always. What a disgrace. Check it out.
People are quoted in this book of saying they would be boxed out of meetings if they raise concerns. And there's very specific examples. George Clooney goes on the record to Jake Tapper and says he moved mountains. He flew in from Italy to do this record fundraiser for Joe Biden. Joe Biden didn't recognize George Clooney. One of the most recognizable, men on the planet. And now that's not a presidential duty. It's not the job. You don't have to recognize George Clooney. Does that give you confidence that in the middle of the night, if China's about to attack us, there's a war breaking out in Iran, that he is the sharpest person to be able to handle that?
Which administration texted war plans to their brother?
The Trump. But it's
Was
just
that
like
Joe Biden?
No, but do we just keep lowering the bar because Trump is bad? Nothing else is bad because Trump is bad?
But that can also be true.
Yeah, but the ship has sailed. It's out in the ocean somewhere with Biden.
We have Trump
it's over. Get over it.
No, we have Trump because you guys screwed this up. With all due respect.
All right, but does it help?
Yeah, buddy. Set it off, Alyssa. Set it off. Surprised she's still on the show. And then in this next clip, it even gets even more spicier with the one and only Sunny Hostin. Check it out.
I mean, really?
Because the Trump administration, Trump lied to people. I think that's why we.
Well, he won more votes. That is a
I
fact.
think he lied to his base. I think he told his base that they were going to, their overtime would not be taxed. That was a lie.
Actually, that's in the new tax bill. It's literally in the tax bill in Congress.
They had to fight to put that in. They had to fight to put that back in. He had every intention of taking away that.
That's not true. He ran on no tax on tips, and it's in the tax bill.
Yeah, but it wasn't in it originally. I also think
being
that a lot of
now.
people are, and Swazi pointed it out that it wasn't in there. I think the other thing that people need to realize is that they were lied to. Federal workers that voted for him, farmers that voted.
I'm sorry, I gotta pause. I just can't take it. I'm so glad Alyssa spoke up right there. But this woman is a lying scumbag. I almost said something that I can't say about this woman, you know. But I really almost said something I'm not supposed to say. They'll probably actually take the entire video down if I say it. You know, something's wrong with this lady, man. As it's being passed right now. The man ran on it, and then y'all went out and copied it. The lady came out the next a couple of weeks and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do no tax on tips. I'm gonna do this and that." Literally copying it. Talking about it's always he's lying. Oh, he's trying to enrich his billionaire buddies, his billionaire friends. The same scam talking points. This is why they're at. I'm glad Alyssa spoke up and called this out. That it's a lie, a big fat lie. Fear-mongering, lies, bias, misinformation, Trump derangement syndrome. Can't tell the truth. The fear-mongering queen, race-baiting queen.
For him,
that thought
immigrants
they'd
that voted
fix the
for him,
border, but-
they were lied to. That is why we have Trump, not because
And I'm going to
of
give
any
you
other driving force.
You know, you just can't make this up. And what makes this even sweeter as we come to the end of this video, end of the show, Alyssa Griffin even went as far as to going on CNN and calling this out. And even calling out the Bidens for having them on the show that previous week. Check out what she said, and y'all let me know in the comment section. I love y'all. God bless y'all and your family. Enjoy the rest of this clip.
Ask one quick question, Alyssa, about that interview. I mean, what did you make of the fact that Jill Biden was there with him?
I thought it was very unhelpful. I asked the specific question about allegations of his cognitive decline, and he began to answer it, and then she jumped in for him. And I get it, as a spouse, you want to help your partner, but that was his moment to knock out of the park any fear that he has cognitive decline, and it played into basically the worst assumptions, that he can't finish sentences and she had to help him out.